A few days ago, I went back to my house after work, and right at the door, my grade 1 son attempted to jump on me for a good daddy's hug, as he's used to doing. But I had to quickly stop him and do all the hand washing and everything we have been asked to do following this COVID-19 outbreak. At that moment, it dawned on me that failing to hug my son at the door on that day and the subsequent days was and remains one of the biggest acts of love. But that was not the only thing that I found extremely sobering that evening. I was also reminded of the grave danger we all put ourselves and our loved ones in on a daily basis just because there is no declared global pandemic. Here's my point. You see, over the last few days, we have seen frantic messages fly on radio, television, and even online, urging all of us to carry out some of the most basic acts of hygiene that honestly should have been part of our lives. Today we are witnessing the largest hand-washing spectacle the country has ever seen. You have seen hand-washing points set up in some open-air markets in the country, complete with self-appointed hand-washing police. The number of water taps at the Likoni ferry crossing is now something of a daring mockery of the ocean waters below, as hand-washing becomes Kenya's greatest national pastime. But honestly, let's face it, who is it who doesn't know that it is healthy to wash your hands as many times as possible? I mean, think about all the places we visit, all the surfaces we touch, all the hands we shake. Think about all the other diseases whose death rates are perhaps much higher than of this virus. Have in mind cholera, typhoid, dysentery, and even what we call flu or the common cold. All these diseases emanate mainly from what we do with our hands. I mean, hands that have not been washed. The begging question tonight is, do we need a global pandemic for us to observe basic hygiene? I mean, do we have to be threatened with death for us to wash our hands and to avoid touching our faces with contaminated hands? Do our public officials need the declaration of a global pandemic for them to install taps at such a public space as the Likoni Channel? I mean, do we need the threat of a virus for us to fumigate the streets of Nairobi and public buses and matatus? Let's be honest with each other. We have taken too many things for granted in this country when it comes to public health. Do we now need a virus that hides in garbage for us to stop littering Nairobi? I think Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni probably got it right yesterday when he said that the new virus was thriving on human indiscipline. Because how else can you explain the fact that a disease that is spread mainly through contaminated hands can bring the whole world to a virtual shutdown? Our country is in the initial stages of this unprecedented public health challenge. Our hope and prayer is that it will not progress beyond this point. But whatever happens, when the story of the new coronavirus in Kenya is finally written, it will come down to one question. Did it have to take a virus? Yet, that power to wash is literally in our hands. That is my angle tonight.